Salve, salve, guitar community. Today's lesson is devoted to two exercises in the left hand, and I'll be using the book Pumping Island by Scott Tennant. It's a great resource. It includes other insights, not just by Scott Tennant, but also from other guitar players from all ages. There's stuff from Abel Colorado, from Segovia, from Rodrigo, from the Assad brothers. So I highly recommend this book. Okay, the exercises, like I said before, they're going to be for the left hand. So one is a slow exercise, and the other one is what I like to call the 1-2 exercise. Okay, so with no further ado, let's go on the guitar journey together. The exercise 1-2 is designed to help the guitarist make a descending or ascending movement within the same fret. In other words, let's cram two independent fingers in close spaces. Notice that I'm not using a metronome at first, but as soon as you become familiar with the exercise, please begin using the metronome. We've been over this. In addition, you can practice 1-2, then 2-3, and then 3-4. This is really useful, and I'll explain in more detail why. Okay? One of the reasons why I recommend the exercise 1-2 is because sometimes when you're learning your chords for the first time, you run into problems such as this. I'm going to try to do it. Where you play a chord, let's say an A minor, so you're doing like, and you get this buzzing sound. And part of the reason is because you're trying to cram two fingers together, one here on the 4th string, one here on the 3rd string right away, and these spaces, they sometimes get in the way of other strings, or they get in the way of each other. So doing this kind of movement and making sure that you can hear this and this really helps. Okay? One more time, the same exercise or parts of it in slow motion. And this is for you to see how I move my hand around the fretboard of the instrument. My position barely changes, and I find this interesting. I've been using the slow motion a lot to see how I can improve my playing. But more importantly, watch the movement. Watch that I try to keep the fingers close to the metal part of the fret. This improves the sound, and also how I make the space, but still I can get a sound of it. Maybe you won't be able to hear the sound so much, but definitely see what a good movement looks like. Coming up, I'll be showing you the slur exercise. It's just one slur exercise, and same way, I'm going to show you first how it works with the music in front of you, then I'll talk about it a little bit. Then should be the end of the lesson. Okay, so let's go. Okay, in the words of Scott Tennant, the exercise you're seeing, it says that these are important. In fact, if you only have time for one left hand exercise, do this one. What Mr. Tennant is saying is completely true, although I believe that if you are my student, I would ask you to please work on the spider exercise the most. I think that will benefit more when you're working on the slur, then it should be a little easier for you. You want that. The benefits of the slurs are a couple. The first one is it really uses your fingertips, and the more you use your fingertips on the left hand, the better to play the guitar. The slur itself, it's a tool that we use for speed. To be honest, it wasn't until grad school when I was working on the Villa-Lobos guitar concerto that I started noticing how much I needed slurs in my playing to be able to play that piece. In addition, I would say that the slur is also a movement of transition. Sometimes you have a melodic line, and just like the open string, instead of using an open string, if you don't have an open string, use the slur to move from point A to point B. Okay? the exercise itself should be really self-explanatory. So I hope you enjoy. In addition to what I said when I was demonstrating the slur exercises, just to clarify a few other things. Okay, so first of all, the movement itself. The slur movement, what you're going to do is you're going to pluck the F sharp, and then you're going to hammer down the F natural, and then put it back on the F sharp. So when you do it at normal speed, it should sound something like this. The most challenging part about the movement is the hammering down, hammering the F down. So this. And I would say that I'm going to move here the camera and my guitar a little bit closer so you can see better. But this needs to happen. It goes down. There's a difference. Some students think that this is a slur. This is a pull-off. It's another tool that we use, but it's not a slur. A slur is you literally hammering down, making this movement down, forcing you to use your fingertip. And this also gives you fingering strength. Now, you also saw me using this type of slur movement, which shows that you should be doing it as well. This is important, friends, because not only that you're using different fingers, but you're developing independency. It's important to have each finger independent in the fretboard of the instrument. Okay, I hope this clarifies a few things. Well, thank you all for listening today and watching another guitar lecture, but yours truly, Marcus. And those exercises, they are extremely helpful. Again, before you move to those exercises, I would recommend you be familiar with the spider exercise. I think it's lesson number 4. It's on my website, so please check it out. It's also on YouTube. What I can say is that the technique allows the player to put all the musical thoughts they have in here and produce it here, and then it becomes music. Okay, there's no shortcut to success. So work hard. Please use the metronome. This video I didn't use the metronome because I think by now what I told you, that the metronome is important. It gives you control. You should have that stuck in your head, that you should know. Every time I perform or I'm practicing something, I'm going to use a metronome. When I practice by myself, I use the metronome as well. Since this was a demonstration thing, I think with me talking, the beep, beep, beep would drive you nuts. So I decided not to use. If you have any questions about the material that was discussed, please feel free to get a hold of me through email. Some of my students can even call me, text me. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Otherwise, stay flame, because you know what they say, baby, it's cold outside. And I'll see you in the next lecture. Ciao.